So I'm running this campaign that I've talked to you guys about before. The last time I talked about it, we had killed a player in the first 5 minutes. And when the campaign started, that kid was brand new to tabletop RPGs. After a couple games, he realized probably wasn't for him, and sounds like he was more interested in the college experience of going out and partying on Friday and Saturday nights, actually, which that's fine. His character died. He wasn't at the session, and he won't be joining us again. So it kind of left an opening. Now, not that we were necessarily going to recruit to fill the spot, because we still had 4 players, and 4 players is perfect, I think. But I did have some ideas for people I could ask if I did want to flesh out the group a little more, because they didn't have a spell. They had a cleric left, no wizards or anything, and not that I seek out party roles, because I don't. But I figured, hey, I might as well see if anyone else is interested in playing. And I didn't do that. Actually, the other player, my friend Ryan, who has played 1 session with us, he's playing the rogue assassin, which we just leveled his character up to level 3 tonight. He had he had talked about it with his roommate, and told his roommate about it. Somehow it came up in conversation. His roommate said, well, what's all that about? What's it like? How's it go? And I think it may have been spawned by a comment on Facebook, maybe that I made, or the player's stepmom had made, kind of poking a joke at D&D, because I said no, real men don't play Pokemon Go, and his stepmom commented D&D ? Or something. But anyways, so I think something like that must have caught his attention, because he said, what's it about? What do you do? And so my friend Ryan, I call him Finch, just told him, he's like, it's not bad, man. It's pretty cool. Sit around, drink beer, eat some food, and play a game. That's basically how he explained it. And Chris is the other guy's name. Said, oh, okay, that sounds cool. I'd like to try it sometime. And so there we go. So my friend Finch told me tonight that his friend Chris is interested. And so his friend Chris might be joining us Saturday. And so they might come over about an hour and a half before we normally eat, and we might make him a character. So I'm going to start him at level 1, like I do with everyone. And like the other party is up to level 3. The other people are up to level 3 and 4, I believe. So, I mean, balance isn't the big thing for me. However, what's important to me is, especially for new players, is they play from level 1, so they start to understand how the growth of a character works, and they learn their abilities naturally. Instead of just having everything, they have it little by little. I have no idea what he would be interested in playing. However, I will probably limit the choices, and I don't like to do that. In fact, the other player who dropped out of the game played a wizard. I really didn't think he should have, and I told him that up front, that he probably should have played an Eldritch Knight. So he could have started pretty basic as a fighter and then became a spellcasting fighter. That's kind of what I thought. I actually let another player help him with his character, and I think that was a mistake in the first place. But you live and learn. And I've kind of had this happen a few other times with newer players before, where I've noticed if they play something with a lot of options, it's a little much for their first time with an RPG. Whereas if I gradually work them into it, and I don't, like, again, I'm not going to say, hey, you have to play this. But if we gradually work into something like that, then it seems to flow a lot better, and it makes more sense for them. So if he's interested in playing a spellcaster, I'll probably try to convince him to play something that doesn't have as many choices. Something maybe like a warlock, or I think even sorcerers have limited choices, or, depending on what he's into. Again, it all depends on what he's into. Maybe he wants to play a fighter. When I was talking to my friend tonight, he said that he could see his friend Chris playing a tank. So maybe he is a fighter, Now, this group is made up of a cleric with a 18 strength, a barbarian with an 18 strength, a fighter with an 18 strength. And then a rogue assassin that's pretty much dex based. That's the 4 people in the party. So there's not a lot of variable, like there's not a lot of variables. They're pretty predictable. It's smash. Now the person who plays the fighter does play his fighter very strategically, does do some ranged stuff. He has a longbow. The rogue assassin does some ranged stuff and is very strategic in a few things. Probably helps that he was in the military. Our barbarian in both games, that's my friend Matt, he plays very much run up and hit things. That's his primary objective. Excuse me. And then the cleric plays pretty smart. Sometimes she goes up and hits things, but a lot of times she's back casting spells. And she does not really cast healing spells. She's a Tempest cleric, and she really sticks to that. She is almost adamant. Not adamant. She's very reluctant to use healing spells. Not that she won't. She just doesn't do it very often. So anyways, I'm looking forward to this, and I'd love to hear your feedback for 5th edition with a new player. What are some tips you have on trying to bring him up to speed and teach him how the game works and things like that? So when we start this session, he'll be up to snuff. I know right now where the players are at, it's kind of a difficult spot to pull in a new player, but I can always finagle that, whether I fast forward to a further scene or something. I'd really like to incorporate Chris into the game fairly early into the session. So like I said, I might fast forward it and go from there. But yeah, would love your tips, pointers, things like that. And maybe I'll do another video sometime about tips for introducing a new player to a game. Hopefully this will be up before the session is ran, because I'd like to run a recap video of how the session went. And I like doing those. One, it helps me remember things, which is always nice. And I think it allows me to share my experiences with you guys. And that's one of the great things about YouTube. I can share these things with you guys. So again, comment below, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks.